why certain demographics commit certain crimes, especially when it comes to black communities, when it comes to
doesn't matter.
theft or gang violence. Do you understand why those things happen?
It
does matter.
It says it on the
Victor's not the white man. He's not going to listen to you.
You're going to sit there and ignore the cause of a problem.
I'm about to tell you the stats
You're
right
going to
here.
sit there and ignore the cause of a problem to prove a point about numbers when we're telling you that the cause of the problem is the only way to get rid of the problem is to deal with the cause. The cause is
genetic,
important. It matters. It's literally the points. The fuck?
The cause is genetic.
The cause is not genetic. That's fuck.
Yes,
Where's
it
your
is.
study that says that the cause is genetic?
Where's your study that says it isn't?
Genetics now. Find me a geneticist.
Name one African country.
You're the one making the claim, so you get to provide the study.
Find me a goddamn geneticist.
Here comes your
Find one, you racist piece of shit.
Let me show you.
Find one.
It says robbery.
Find a geneticist and give me a name.
It says 52.7% of robbery.
Find me a goddamn geneticist that makes that claim. You just said it was genetic. Find a fucking you racist piece of shit. Find a goddamn geneticist who makes that claim.
You hate yourself. You're pathetic, bro.
Find one. You racist piece
James
of
Watson.
shit. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You are a piece of racist bullshit. You literally
Isn't James Watson an active KKK member?
It's bullshit.
Oh, okay.
It's not genetic. It's proven what the fuck is the problem. You are the problem. You. Exactly the fucking point I'm talking about.
And not only that, he quoted a source that's literally an active Triple K member. How ironic is that?
FBI is a triple K.
Yes.
Right.
He is. If you actually look at your own history and actually read into these people, you would know what they are.
That they commit 52.7% of rape and they're 13% of the population.
You white men, you white men cause more rape than anything.
Keep a muzzle on that piece of shit. You are a racist piece of shit.
I like to keep my dogs in the doghouse. It's kind of funny because these are the same type of men that fetishize women like me and Ty, not only as women of color, but especially if we have accents because we're deemed exotic. They know that we would not give them the time of day, so they have no choice but to either drug us or grape us because they know we will always fucking say no. He wants to talk about you being self-hating. He is the predominant self-hating one. You want to know why? Because he's excusing his white tea privilege as a means for them to go ahead and do the atrocities that they do. Did I not give him the number that 51% of white American men cause more rapes in the United States than 12.7% of black men? I gave both statistics. I'm not choosing sides here. I go by fucking numbers. He is probably one of that demographic. He probably is the one that they tell you about the date rapers. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm just double checking your facts here, and yeah, 51.6 were white, 21.7 were black, 12.9 were Hispanic, 11.9 were Native American, as they're using that term. This is from the United States Sentencing Commission.
That must be an updated study. Thank you, Benny.
You're welcome. Hey, everybody.
Hi, Benny, my darling. Okay, puppy, you can go ahead and speak now. Mommy, remove the muzzle. You bark for mommy?
And yet 92.1% of SA offenders were men.
Yeah, exactly, which is why men are prosecuted for SA.
No, they're not.
Yes, they. Okay, they're more than women.
They are disproportionately not prosecuted.
Same with blacks compared to the amount of crime they commit, by the way, but we're not going to talk about that.
Why are you calling them
crazy?
blacks? That's racist.
Yeah,
I don't worship people that would kill me. I'm so
If they're
sorry.
not prosecuted, how are there so many of them in jail then?
I won't unalive you, but
Because they commit violent crime more than the other groups.
That's part of
Hold on,
being
puppy.
prosecuted, you goofball. Do you think they just arrest them and take them straight to the state? No, there's a prosecution.
Bro,
Hold on, puppy. See, the thing is that I won't unalive you, but I will make you my bitch. That's the difference. Doggy. Doggy, you want to bark now?
Hi, Raven.
Hey, Raven.
Raven!
Hi,
Raven.
Angie. Hi, Plum. Hi, Vinny. How you doing? How y'all doing?
Doing good, darling. How are you, my
It's
love?
all right. It's all right.
I'm fine. I get to see Hangi's beautiful face. I love it.
Okay.
Thank you, Susan.
She is
So black
Thank you
people
so much.
are 13% of the population.
Oh, we're what?
You're 13% of the population. It says on the FBI website, 51.2% of murders.
Instead of paying attention to the cause, he's going to blame genetics that he has no proof.
And that means if white people actually have less, despite them being more than 50% of the population. So that means your murder rate is so much more astronomically high than the white murder rate.
You know, I've never been to jail, right?
Yeah, because you're a woman.
Not me
Oh,
either.
look at me.
Because you're a black woman, you're not a black man. Black men are committing the murder.
Guy is just showing
My
his
brothers
racism
haven't
on
either.
his sleeve at this point.
Whatever you... I don't care. I'm
My
right.
brothers haven't.
I'm right. I read the stats.
You have no idea what the fuck
It says it.
cause.
The FBI data says 51.2% black
You're
robbers.
ignoring the cause so
mute
that
for
you
a
can
second?
blame genetics.
I need
I don't
you
care what the
to.
cause
You fucking know about.
You're ignoring the systemic causes that drive people to violent crimes and to crimes in general. You ignore
It wasn't
entirely
true.
the fact
Now you're
that
just...
the
No, it
Be
is.
quiet, doggy.
you ignore the fact that poverty plays a very large portion.
Aw, my puppy left.
Baby crashed out.
Can someone make me a missing dog sign? My puppy left. I
Somebody
should have
find,
tied him a little tighter in the doghouse.
let me make sure.
Since I'm sure he's still here.
I don't think
you blocked
was
him.
attracted
Good.
to my voice, and that's why he left. I don't think he.
I don't think he
was
liked
attracted
having
enough.
a white
I think he was
woman
attracted
talk
to
down to him
Hangi's
too.
voice, and that's why he stayed up under
He
her.
sure
the
did. He
entire
stayed
time.
quiet for a minute.
Yeah.
Proving my point. What did I say? Proving my fucking point.
Can we?
I don't have a.
I think it was also you like sticking up for me that just.
Yeah, he don't like it.
Can we make sure he's blocked, and then everybody else tap, share, do the things. I appreciate you. Can we get up over 5K just in likes, just so I try to stay on FYP at least? I appreciate you all so much. And shares, all those things. You know, TikTok.
I blocked him when I was still in the comments.
You know, TikTok.
I'm going to get the
fucking blocked him.
DM later. Like, you know what? Too bad you're such a bitch because I would have actually given you the time of day. You know how many of those I get a day? Like, it's crazy.
It was a lot too.
Yeah, so,
Hi,
My husband said, try him if you want.
all right, Amir, are you over 21?
I am indeed.
All right, and what did you want to talk about?
I'm not sure if this is actually the right place to talk about this, but I was looking to possibly discuss the existence of God and to bring an argument as to why I think God's existence is likely a better hypothesis as to anything natural.
All right, sure. We'll give it a spin. What do you got?
That sentence alone, just like, so you're saying that something that's not natural is more likely than what is natural.
Zeus said, hold up. Okay, you may talk now.
Go ahead, Amir.
Right, okay. I mean, so just in the first instance, I'll just kick off with the question. Do you believe naturalism gives a better explanation for why anything at all exists over the God hypothesis?
It's a better and more evidence-based explanation than any paranormal or God explanation. But I am not going to say it's the only explanation that's possible because I don't know what other explanations there might be right now.
Okay. Would you agree that naturalism still leaves us with unexplained laws or conditions, just as theism leaves us with an unexplained God?
No.
Sure. I mean, I would say sure. Like, we don't know what before the Big Bang.
Well, we kind of do.
We kind of do.
We have an idea, but it's mostly based on just certain laws that we know about.
Can you elaborate?
We know that energy and matter can't be created nor destroyed. It just changes form. So we know that the universe has always existed in some form or another.
I mean, that's highly contentious because what you're referring to there is the first law of thermodynamics, but we understand that those laws break down as we approach the conditions.
Phil, bro.
They actually don't. They exist in an isolated or closed system, and the universe, as far as we're aware, is an isolated system.
No, we understand the general view amongst standard cosmology right now is that the laws of physics, as we understand them, breaks down around the conditions of the Big Bang. What you can say
No, they don't necessarily down. The conditions break down, but it does not say that matter and energy don't exist in those conditions.
We just don't know.
It nowhere in there does it say that matter and energy didn't exist before the Big Bang, and nor does it say it can't exist before the Big Bang. The conditions of the current universe, as far as gravity, how things move, the size of things, the space, the actual space of things, no, those conditions didn't exist because it was a different state, a different phase, a different existence of that matter and energy.
It could be that the same sort of physics existed, or it could be that a slightly different form of physics existed, but we just don't know because we can't measure beyond the singularity.
Okay, I mean, even if we just roll with that for the sake of argument, it would still just push the question back further, would it not? As in, it would still require naturalism to have at least one brute fact associated with it.
Well, if we were to assume that the universe before the Big Bang had the same physics as the universe now, which is safe to assume because that is what we have now, then where does God come in? Because we have a universe now that does not need a God. We can observe, we can explain, we can do all of these things without a God on the equation. Adding a God adds a variable. Now, by Occam's razor, that just makes no sense. Why are we adding the baggage of this powerful, out of time God when we have a naturalistic, physicalistic explanation for all of this?
Because you're including a lot of entailments with that presupposition. You're including a lot of entailments about this God. You're including entailments that make no sense for creation and him creating time, because he can't create something that requires it. You leave entailments where you have all these stories that contradict themselves. You have all these explanations for the God that contradicts itself. You have all of these logical false entailments that come along with this belief in a God. Naturalism, we have the math, we have the actual visible and verifiable information that we have received, that we have found.
There's a lot of information for me to rebuke there across what you and Benny have said. And
I would ask you this, okay? So is it safer to assume that a omni-powerful being created the Big Bang, or that perhaps a black hole sucked in everything that was once the previous universe, and a white hole created the Big Bang? That to me sounds more realistic.
I mean, I'm happy to concede.
Why's it got to be about race, Benny? Goddamn. No.
Hey, I'll show you a white hole.
Honey. Oh my gosh, Benny! Damn it! Okay, we got to be serious, y'all. We got to be serious. Okay, all right.
I'm happy to.
Guys, it's a Christian in here. You guys got to keep your calm. Everybody.
I'm happy to concede that there could be a naturalistic explanation for why the universe exists, but it still doesn't get to the root of the question as to why anything could at all exist. You might be able to posit an explanation for why this universe came into existence. It could be a multiverse theory, it could be quantum fluctuations, but those theories themselves still just push the question back. Why does anything at all exist?
It's better to have the question and say, I don't know, than to slap a God where one doesn't show itself.
Sure, but I'm not trying to give a definitive knockdown argument for the existence of God. I'm
You're
only
trying to say it logically exists, but when everything that we have says logically it doesn't, you're putting that God into the unknown. You're literally about to do a giant God of the gaps argument.
I think you're misquoting me on that matter. I'm only saying that out of the options that we are presented with, which is either a naturalistic explanation for why anything at all exists or presented with the God hypothesis, then out of those two options, even though both options still lead to absurdities, the God hypothesis is at least out of the two options the least absurd.
Wait, how does how does I don't know turn into an absurdity?
No, you're making the claim, which you have done at the start of this conversation, that naturalism is a better explanation as to why
I'm sorry, I thought you were the one that was making the claim.
Well, I agreed with him that he asked me flat out, what if I believe naturalism had a better cause? And I said yes. So, yeah, it does have a better cause, but it's based on the evidence that we have. It doesn't lead to an absurdity at all, because there's nothing that it tries to answer other than what we already know. It doesn't try to assert a God or anything else.
Yeah, an uncreated God is absurd to me. Like, you're basing this God off of a causal argument, but then nothing caused the God. That's absurd.
What caused the God?
Right.
And which God is it? Definitely not the God of the Bible, I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's too many illogical contradictions in the Bible for
Definitely too.
Occam's razor, if you even like set theory, if you just use the universe containing and the Big Bang within it, like the Big Bang is not the creation of the universe. The Big Bang is part of the larger set that we consider the universe.
But here's the biggest problem. Even if I conceded and said, sure, a God might be possible, what does that get us? Because it's not the Christian God. You'd have to be able to explain that it's a specific God. And even if you can't explain that it's a specific God, then what's the point of the God?
I'm not arguing for a specific God.
D.S.'s grandpa.
What's the point? Because a God existing or not has nothing to do with my life, because eggs are still expensive, fascism's still happening. Like, me saying there might be a God out there doesn't change any of that. So it's a useless point to even make.
Dugald, do you want to know what's funny? I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because a lot of Christians will be like, oh, well, it's God's will and this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, us polytheists that believe in the Greek, Egyptian, and other deities like Fenrir down below, we would tell you our gods got tired of our fucking hubris and said, fuck you, motherfuckers. And just left. Fuck it.
Yeah, Dugald, the reason why we're participating in these conversations is more to try to explore what could be a better worldview to base our beliefs on. I agree, on a practical level, it's not going to impact our lives.
That's asshole.
Our belief in God or our belief in naturalism isn't going to impact the way that we conduct ourselves in an everyday situation. But I like to think that we're having these conversations for more intellectual reasons, not practical reasons.
Well, no, I'm in it for the way people are treated here in reality, in life. This is my thing. Like, I am all for about debating if a God exists or not. I'm all for debating the Christian God, especially because I hate that motherfucker. He's a piece of shit. But the problem is, it doesn't matter about a generalized, non-specific, unknown, untraceable, unseen God that you can't even explain to me. That intellectually, to me, does nothing, because it doesn't do anything in the world of men, and it doesn't lead us to any answers, because all it does is stop at a generalized, there's a thing out there. Or maybe there's a thing out there. And we won't know that until we're able to escape this bullshit marble.
Right. I think there's a lot of harm that can come into believing in an eternal soul or body that goes beyond our physical one that we know for a fact exists because we are in our physical bodies right now. And that can make things like treatment of others, like children, the treatment of women, the treatment of the undertrodden or whatever, not so important, because they think, oh, well, as long as they believe, for instance, in Jesus, then they will be saved in the afterlife. So what does it matter if they were unalived, just like the Amalekites?
Benny, I'm so happy you said that. You want to know why? Because this is an accurate depiction. This depiction behind me. This is legit according to Spilis and Papyri. Every time Zeus heard some misogynistic shit, this is what he did. Eyes in girl dad.
Right. That's true. Like Zeus, in my opinion, the Hellenistic like pantheon and religion is a better religion in my like personal understanding of the morals of each.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just again, I need to just clarify the fact that I don't fall under any religious denomination, and I can happily see why you would want to have those conversations with Christians and the reasons why it could be harmful for them to believe in a Christian God. That's fine. My reasons for
what kind of God do you believe in? Is it just this vague deistic God source? Yeah.
I mean, for me, my definition of God is the uncreated creator of the universe who acted with intentionality. I don't claim to know specific attributes of the God that I'm looking to represent, but I think that's irrelevant.
That's kind of problematic, though, because does this God have a brain?
Well, then let's do this. Hey, thinker, here, let's do this. Let's run through the logical syllogism of an all creator God, right? So would you agree that creation is a change in states?
Would I agree that creation is a change in state? How do you mean, sorry?
In other words, you have a thing that doesn't exist, and then you have a thing that does exist. It's a change in states, right?
Sure.
Okay. And in order to have a change in states, you have to have a before and an after. A before the thing existed and an after the thing existed, right?
Unless something is acting outside of time completely.
So doesn't matter.
Time is eternal.
Literally doesn't matter. Because if you're going to tell me that there was a thing that didn't exist and then a thing that did exist, there's still a before and an after, right?
You would say that the thing before existed sans creation, not before creation. Before still has
the thing existed and then it did or didn't exist and then it did exist, yes?
Sure.
Okay. So in order for that to happen, time would already have to exist. Mm-hmm. You can't have a before and an after if there was no time for that before and after to occur. To exist outside of time means this God is motionless.
Right.
Because to exist outside of time means there is no time, which means there's no action. You can't think, you can't move, you can't perform miracles because there is no action when there is no time, because you're not changing anything. There's no change.
So the conclusion...
It's a good point, but the point that you're making assumes that God has to be bound by time in order to act within it.
I mean, if he exists outside of it, again, he would not be able to act, because to exist outside of time means there is no time.
Right. And like what Ian would say, and like others have said, like it could be a different type of time, but it's still a form of time.
Right. Mm-hmm. There's still a before and an after. There's still a time he took an action before and a time before he took the action.
Change requires time, regardless.
It requires time.
Yeah, intentionality, which is what you're asserting, would require time. To have an intention would mean that you are intending to do something.
Which requires action.
I mean, let me finish the point here. So, you can think of an author and a novel. The author exists outside of the timeline of the story, yet
but they exist in their own time, and there was a time before the book and after the book.
Let me finish the point. Look, no. Look, in the same way, God's eternal act can produce effects in temporal sequence without God himself being temporal. So the supposed contradiction only arises if you imagine God as just another physical agent inside time, which isn't what classical theism claims. On naturalism as well, you also face the same mystery. If time and space had a beginning, what caused them?
Does God not interact with the universe?
And time have always
I don't
existed.
believe in an interventionist God. No, I don't believe God.
So he didn't create it then?
I believe that the
What I'm hearing is your God existed within some non-existence, and that does make that's just absurd.
Logical fallacy.
You're literally saying God existed somehow outside of any existence, and in that non-existence, the existing God had no time, but because he's outside of time, but somehow was able to take an action that requires time in order to act.
This just like error. It just makes me error out.
God existing outside the parameters of our universe doesn't mean that he exists in a state of non-existence. I think that's just semantic trickery.
If he exists outside of existence, then he literally exists outside of existence.
He exists outside of the parameters of a naturalistic world. That doesn't mean he exists outside of existence.
So he exists outside of the universe.
That makes no sense.
What is outside of the universe but nothing?
Yeah, have we observed anything outside of the naturalistic world?
So what?
Demonstrate to go that outside of the universe there exists nothing. Look, even if you don't believe in God, there are people that might believe in things like, Platonistic constructs, etc. So you don't necessarily have to subscribe in God in order to say that there could be something outside of the universe itself. So you've made a positive claim.
No, we would have no idea. This is literally what we're talking about before. There's no way to ever find out what's outside of our universe.
We may have no idea, but that's
it's just your ideas. It's imagination.
I'm going to hold you to this one point before we start digressing and talking about X, Y, and Z. I'm going to hold you to this one point so you can see it through.
Amir, could you please turn your dial down a little bit because you're getting a little bit emotional, and I need you to bring it down. Okay.
I'm matching the temperament of the people that I'm participating.
No, everyone else. Don't do that. Don't do that.
With all due respect,
don't do that.
I need to be also able to interject in the same way when I'm speaking.
Don't do that.
Right, let's get back to the point, Amir. What? Say what you were going to say.
Dugald, you've made two separate claims. You said that we wouldn't ever know what's outside of the universe, and at the same time, you were saying that the only thing that could exist outside of the universe is nothing. So I'm going to ask you to demonstrate.
He didn't make two separate claims. You're not paying attention.
Didn't say that. What I said was, for all we know, there is nothing out there because we will never know what is outside of the universe because we can't know that. In order to leave this universe, we would no longer be a part of this universe, which means we're not here. It makes no sense to say outside of the universe because the universe is literally all there is.
And how can you say with certainty that the universe is all there is?
Because it's infinitely large and we are never going to be infinite ourselves to get out there to see outside of it. You are giving me imaginary scenarios.
Can you demonstrate that the universe is infinitely large?
Yes, we can, actually.
Literally. That's why they call it time and space is infinite. Because it just keeps going.
Well, I think like the universe.
And there are multiple galaxies. We're not the only one.
There was a recent study that the universe, the known universe, is infinitely like in curvature. So like it can contain things that seem larger than what the like physical universe is. There's this weird like things that are larger than a black hole can be contained within a black hole.
So even if I were to concede and say it's not infinite, that doesn't change the fact that we will still never know what's outside of it because we are still never going to be large enough to get outside of it, whether it's infinite or not. Existence is all we have, and this universe is existence. Like, to try to tether them or take them apart and not tether them together when that's literally the only thing we've got makes no sense. And to tell me that there could be something outside of that where time doesn't exist, you're telling me that a God that does not have time, which is the thing that is required to take any action, including creation, you're telling me an immobile God somehow created time and space and everything we know. That doesn't make any logical sense. It cannot act if there is no time because there's no before and after the thing he did.
When I think of that mind, I want to think of like, how did that mind come to be? How did the mind think to create this universe? How did this, like, it would need its own universe or like dimension.
Even thought is still an action.
Right.
Yeah,
there's a time before the thought and a time after the thought.
These are good questions, but now we're kind of fish galloping around because there's a lot of points that have been presented here. There's the point about how you're trying to claim that the universe is infinite. That is highly contentious.
I've already told you, even if I conceded on that, it doesn't change anything in the argument.
Okay, so we'll accept that point is highly contentious and we can't take it as granted because...
Okay, sure. I don't care enough to continue with it, so go ahead.
Okay, so you're saying, and I agree, that we don't know what's outside of the universe. You were making, I believe, and feel free to clarify just one more time, that nothing would exist outside of the universe.
I did not say that. I said, for all we know, there is nothing outside of the universe. We have nothing to prove that there is something outside of there. So as far as I'm aware, there could be nothing. Because we don't know. Like, I don't understand why the word "we don't know" is so hard for you to grasp. That's my stance on all of it. We don't know what's outside of the universe. We don't know how the universe existed before the bang. We don't know.
Absolutely. I think just take a moment here so we can all say we agree. We don't know. Taking it back to the very original point, you were making the positive claim that naturalism provides a better explanation as to why anything at all exists.
Yes, because we have evidence for the naturalistic explanation.
We have no evidence as to the origins of naturalism.
I didn't say that. I said we have the... Okay, I'm going to say this one more time.
You're asserting a finite to the infinite.
Yeah, the natural explanation only talks about from the Big Bang till now to explain the universe as it stands and as we know it today. The Big Bang makes no predictions, claims, or even mentions of what came before that expansion, right? All we know is that there's more than likely that matter and energy, based on the physics that we know, because that's what exists, would say that energy and matter existed in some form or another. So it begs to the question that it leans toward being eternal in and of itself, because it's just matter and energy. It has no consciousness, no thought, no intention, no will. That's all it says. Doesn't say anything else. Okay.
Now, I think a better argument in your favor there, Amir, and you might want to look this up because I think like the Big Bang and we don't know what's before the Big Bang is a little tired. But a lot of people don't mention Einstein's spooky action at a distance. Have you ever heard of that? It is when two particles are entangled, and for some reason we can actually tell by collapsing the wave function, information is spread faster than the speed of light. Now, that assumes that there's some effect that happens when the observer observes. Now, you could put some sort of God, in that gap. And I think that would be a more interesting argument. But we don't know what's before the Big Bang, so God is just, I think, it's just a tired argument.
Just a presupposition, an imaginary claim. It has no...
I'm not using the God of the gaps argument here. I mean, with quantum entanglement, depending on your interpretation of quantum mechanics, whether it's the Copenhagen interpretation or the many worlds theory, etc., we have reasons as to why there is quantum entanglement and this, supposed transfer of information that surpasses the speed of light. We have good models that explain that, but we have zero models that can account for the origins of naturalism itself within a naturalistic framework.
I literally already gave it to you. The fact that matter and energy would be eternal.
To Dugald's point, an eternal past violates so many...
What does it violate? What does it violate?
Well, there's certain issues with being able to traverse infinity. I'll give you a thought. I'll give you a thought experiment. Just imagine trying to count all integers.
But you believe in an infinite God, so how do...
I don't believe in an infinite God. I believe in a timeless, immaterial God.
That would be infinite. Time and space are one in this, like they're intertangled. Like you can't have one without the other.
No, it wouldn't imply that he's infinite. It would imply that he's timeless and immaterial.
Timeless, again, would put him outside of time, which means he cannot take any action. You're keep running
Which
back into
means
the
he's
same
quote unquote
illogical argument.
infinite.
But let's first just bring it back to the point that you're making about past existing eternally. I'll first just try to knock down that particular argument before we go back to what we've already discussed previously about why I still think it's possible for God, who exists timelessly, to still be able to be an anchor for why anything at all exists. That will come to. I'll first just try to highlight the absurdities of an infinite past. We can go from there. So my thought experiment to you would be, imagine trying to count all integers starting from negative infinity to 0. You would never finish counting no matter how much time you had, because there are always infinitely more numbers to count before reaching 0. And so similarly, if the past were
If you
infinite,
say a God that exists throughout all of time, he exists in all of time, that would mean he exists in the future as much as he does the past. You're telling me he's still just as infinite.
Dugald, your tactic isn't to acknowledge and go, yeah, you know what, naturalism is pretty stupid.
No, it's
not a tactic.
Because just because it goes infinitely in the past doesn't, I don't care. That makes no difference to me.
It's
It makes
like
no difference to me because things still progress. It doesn't matter.
things can only
An eternal
progress.
thing doesn't care about whether you like that it goes back forever or not.
Humanity cannot progress if they keep thinking that an infinite deity runs this shit.
And again, I've tried to clarify
That's
that
primitive.
it's not an infinite deity. Can you please demonstrate why something that is timeless?
I've already
and
told you.
Timeless is infinite.
Timeless means no time. No time requires that he doesn't move or take any action. We've already told you this. It is illogical to say a timeless being because timeless would require there to be no time. And if there's no time, you cannot take an action because that requires a before the action and an after the action.
You're responding to something completely irrelevant. You are making...
I'm literally
No, he's
responding to
not.
what you just said.
It is irrelevant. The reason why is because you are saying that something that is timeless is also infinite. That's the point that I'm asking you to
No,
refute.
I am not. I'm going by usual Christian trope, but if that's not what you're claiming, that's fine. I am talking about your point about timeless. Timeless is where I'm talking about right now. Timeless. You keep
Lock
saying
in.
timeless. That's the argument I keep making against that word.
You were claiming... Look, Dugald, I'm going to just deconstruct it. Alrighty.
I'm
Look, I
going
don't know
only off what you keep saying. I'm not the one making these claims. I am literally saying the things that you're saying back that make no sense.
Dugald, you're making actually a lot of contradictions. Don't get me wrong. I don't think anyone
I
in
know,
this
they're
room...
the ones you're making. That's the point.
No, I don't
He's
think anyone in...
literally doing an eternal critique on your worldview. That's what you're not
I'm
understanding.
going by what you're telling
Lock
me.
in.
You're telling me a timeless God that exists in all time, in all things that we exist in as well.
I'm trying to make an overarching point here.
He is,
Just
in
slightly...
fact, not locked in.
You see, we're all locked into our psychological dispositions, as in you guys here acting as atheists. It doesn't matter what I'm going to say, even if I
No one
present,
here is acting as I never claimed to be atheist, so don't go there with me.
As atheist,
even if I present
why are
knockdown
you
arguments,
presupposing that everyone on this
He
panel
presupposes a God too. So
Because my ass damn sure ain't atheist. Don't try me. Try your mama, not me. Try your Jesus, not me.
whatever viewpoint you represent, you're just a little parrot on Dugald's shoulder. So you've not contributed anything original to
No, we have contradicted. You just don't like the fact that we are putting a hole in your argument. You're going off. Hold on, Ray-Ban. I'm gonna play with this one. I'm gonna play with this one. You're going off of a fucking script that you have heard from other Phil Bro live streams, and the fact that we are able to put it against you, using your own eternal critique against you. Now, all of a sudden, we're parakeets on fucking Dugald's shoulder. First of all, last I checked, I have a fucking pussy. I don't have wings, bitch. I'm a human. Let's get that clear. Second of all, you presuppose that everyone on this motherfucker is atheist when I clearly gave you a logical standpoint during your little Philbro bullshit that I'm pretty sure you haven't even done philosophy, not even as an undergraduate. So let's get that clear. And third of all, you keep contradicting yourself, and you don't like the fact that Dugald is using it against you, using your same logic. That is a you problem. Maybe you should reread that script or actually go on what the fuck you actually know than what you heard on some live stream and think you could fucking run with it. See, we don't need to use big words and syllogisms to get the point across. You fuckers do that to make yourself seem smart. But even Socrates said that when it comes to philosophy, if you cannot simplify it in the most simplest of terms, even for the people in the audience, you are no true philosopher. You are trying to showboat. Practice what you preach, boo-boo.
Right. Literally everything I've said is not a claim of mine. It's me repeating back to you what you said to try to make sense of what you're claiming and to refute it. So I'm not making a claim. I'm telling you what you're telling me, and I'm repeating it back to you, and I'm refuting that. You're the one who keeps saying a timeless God, and I told you that would require no time. That would make his being able to create illogical. You keep making the presupposition that this God must exist in order for these things to happen because naturalism doesn't have an explanation when it does. The fact that you don't like an eternal past, that's not my problem. I don't give a fuck. I don't really care because I don't care about what happens before this universe because I exist in this universe. I don't give a fuck what came before. And this amorphous God that you keep trying to posit existing means nothing to me. For all I know, he thinks I'm a goddamn blood cell inside of a body. Like he don't fucking know my name. I don't know. I don't call my blood cells by name. I don't fucking know where they are or what they do. How you doing, Steve? What? Like the fuck? Do you think this amorphous God you're talking about does that too? No.
Chris, no one was speaking to you yet. Could you please mute for me?
It's exhausting, this Philbro shit about positing a thing that we can never find based on premises that we'll never be able to explore. It's no different than imagination and magic to me. It's no different than the Bible claims. It's all just magic.
Mm-hmm. Also, too, in First Corinthians, if we really want to go biblical scripture to God, you know me and the Bible, it even tells you anyone who uses philosophy for the Lord is a Pharisee. So it even tells you not to use philosophy to signify Yahweh as a deity. So no, don't do that.
Because the fact of the matter is, philosophy has its place, and it's to get people to think about why, so they might be able to go use science to actually go find out what that why is. But the big, huge, giant things like what's outside the universe, what came before the bang, what the fuck, this amorphous being that might exist somewhat in time, not in time, somehow here made things in existence but doesn't interact with existence. Bullshit. I don't care.
Chris.
Well, technically, the ancient practice.
So because no one is speaking to you right now.
In all practicality, the ancient practice of philosophy was used as a syllogism of the mental subconscious of each and every person because they knew that morality was subjective even back then.
Here we go. Here we go.
Calm down, child. We'll get your baby bottle in a minute. It's in the microwave. Relax.
You can't control yourself in the comments.
Right.
Mommy is still speaking.
When it comes to philosophy, it is a moral construct of subjectivity. The stories that were used of the deities was to see how we think subjectively. Did we think the gods made the right choice? Did they make a bad choice? How would we have done it? Would we have done things differently? That was the whole point of philosophy. That's it. It's not to signify a deity. is to signify one person's mind and come to a common ground of understanding of where each viewpoint stems from. It was never to be a haha, I'm right, you're wrong. No, you're using it wrong. It's to understand the other person's worldview and viewpoint and understand that you cannot come to a common ground because minds think objectively. Well, okay, I'm done.
I'm going to switch the background up again, but I'm not restarting because I'm not doing all these shares again. I'll flip back and forth. We'll see how it goes. You can come off mute, Amir. I think I'm over the conversation because this is not productive to the world. But I appreciate you coming. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, friend.
How are you?
Me and Steve are great.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of needed a little bit of like venting my frustrations out. I've been dealing with like a million different like nurses and oncologists and stuff with my mom's whole situation. But things are looking good. Things are good. Things are looking good. She's feeling better. She had COVID during all of this too, so it's like that's why that's why I was feeling bad for her because she was like sick. But
my family went through that last year with my grandmother. Unfortunately, we didn't get a good outcome from it. But
yeah, it's okay.
It's fine. I just wanted to talk a little bit about.
Yo, hello.
All right, Georgie, are you over 21?
Yeah, I am actually.
All right, perfect. Which topic did you want to talk about?
Drop down, but thank you for having me. I'll see y'all later.
I love to talk about racism.
I love y'all so much.
I love you too.
Oh, sorry, I cut you off, Raven. I'm sorry.
I would love to talk about racism and white privilege.
Sure, go ahead.
So I think white people are like the top, like the best race. So I know you're white. It's such a hard life you have.
Nobody said I had a hard life.
How much time do you spend like watching Nick Fuentes?
All right, guys, this is for you white people. I'm out.
Georgie, how much time do you spend watching Nick Fuentes and just like gooning for him? You know he's probably gay, right? You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm gay too.
Cool.
No, he's not.
So how much time do you spend gooning to Nick Fuentes? Here's Raven.
To leave, but it seems like I need to stay. Just
Raven, you heard what he said, right?
It seems like I need to stay for a little while, while he's here. So, so I can
A little while, yeah.
the racism coming off of his lips.
Hold on, before we all get started.
Come on.
I'm a faggot.
Tell me.
Before we get started, everybody, hold on. First and foremost, Petty, I know that you had also said earlier there's some aggression, so if you want to come up and get some of your aggression out as well, you're welcome.
Come on.
Bring up all the sisters. Bring up all the sisters. Let's play with this one.
You fucking Jew. You fucking
Georgie's going to be able.
Fuck you.
Raven is. Oh, there she goes too. So you're going to Georgie. You're going to speak to Petty and Raven, okay? And they're going to just handle it how they handle it. I don't really care what happens to you, to be quite honest.
Hi, Petty. Hi, Raven.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm well.
I don't know. It depends on, how I'm allowed to feel due to the superiority of the races.
Oh, yeah, you know what?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
I overstepped my boundaries.
Listen.
I should apologize. I'm so
Girl, don't
sorry,
apologize for
white
shit. I don't want to hear that.
I'm so sorry, white man, for overstepping my boundaries.
Go back to Africa. Go back to live in your huts. and fucking cut your mouth open and put a plate inside of it and eat
so-
fufu. Well, I live in my great
We
country.
taught how to wash our hands. How are you anybody to
Actually,
talk
fufu
about
is
it?
delicious,
Go
and it's
drink your
clear that
fufu.
you don't know
Fufu
that
is delicious.
fufu is extremely delicious, and
Oh,
it's
you didn't
clear
like
that you have never
All right,
ever
go
had
eat your
fufu in your
fufu.
entire
Fuck off.
life.
Go eat your Jamaican
Because-
bitch ass chicken.
Do you-
Okay.
Turn seasoned boiled chicken.
So George,
Guess
Turn
what?
seasoned boiled chicken.
yeah,
Does he not
Chicken, he's
realize
a white
that
person
he
with
has?
food.
Hold on.
Put the muzzle on him.
Hold
Unless
on.
Patty and,
Your massa's talking now, bitch. You know, it's kind of funny because when it comes to your kind, y'all motherfuckers don't have no culture. Y'all motherfuckers don't have shit.
We have no culture.
You have it from all of us. Me and my black and brown sisters. Guess what, bitch? I'm a black woman too, from Greece.
What the fuck did you
But you know
invent?
what? It's kind of funny because you guys want to go ahead and use our democracy, use our stories, use our foods to symbolize your fucking culture. Y'all motherfuckers don't have culture. You want to know what you motherfuckers have?
mayonnaise.
Babies.
and not
Mayonnaise.
only that,
You know, it's kind of funny because didn't the indigenous natives teach you motherfuckers how to wash your ass?
Exactly.
Because you guys stunk? You want to know why there was a big plague happening in your side of Europe, Pumpkin? You want to know why? Because y'all motherfuckers like to toss your trash, your chamber pots outside of your windows. Yeah, the high heels were made for men during that time, Pumpkin, because you guys were trailing shit everywhere. You
Why do you
also
think-
had community
Right.
bathtubs because you guys
And-
couldn't afford to wash your own asses in your own homes. You fuckers
Right.
didn't know
And
about the
also-
rent.
Out with the bathwater.
right? And additionally, let me just say the amount.
What did you invent, though? What did you
But
invent? What did your people invent, though?
Georgie,
Oh,
Porgy.
I invented plumbing,
Hold
motherfucker.
The thing that surprises me the most is you guys graped and pillaged your way across most of the countries, right?
All of them.
And you took all of the seasoning and the spices, and instead of creating something beautiful that you could share as culture, you created pepper spray. You took spices and created weapons. This tells you the mindset of people like you, Georgie. And let me tell you why that is your mindset. Because you're so depraved that it is beyond your scope of understanding that people could actually exchange culture, exchange wares, exchange goods, right? Because you guys are so depraved that you don't understand that community is a thing that can work for your good. You always have to unalive people and take, and hoard, right? And the truth of the matter is, if you so want people to go back to Africa, then pay reparations. How about that, Georgie? If you're so, why not create a reparations fund that stipulates if we are to receive those reparations, that we do have to go back to Africa? Because I, for one, would take you up on that deal. Because I don't want to be around you degenerates anymore. You guys are destroying this country. You're destroying everything that good people have worked to undo, that your forefathers did, the complete and utter shithole that your forefathers made of this country. People had to unalive in wars to undo. And here you guys trying to sew this shit back up and make it a shithole again.
White people have been dying of dysentery for the longest motherfucking time.
And their music sucks.
Dysentery.
Our music sucks. What do you like?
You other
What are you
fucking
talking
But yeah,
about?
you motherfuckers tried to create our
dysentery.
music
Yep.
with wet mayonnaise noises. Miss us with that bullshit. The fuck?
Go listen to some polka. Have fun.
Go square dance, right? You guys created square dancing to preserve your
I mean, square
purity
dancing
and
is
your,
arguably a good culture. I don't.
yeah. It
Very incestuous. I agree.
right. It's a part of it's a
like
part
that?
of the
Another
purity
thing
culture.
It's incest culture.
Yeah,
White
it's a
people
part
do
of
that
the
a lot,
purity culture
Or
that
incest.
allows you guys
These
to
are
marry
incest.
13-year-olds. It's a part of that purity culture.
White people also are significantly higher chance of white straight men really like to touch little kids too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tell us some more,
He's an incel.
Mayo Sapien. Tell us some more about your intellect.
Tell us how awesome we are.
Tell us about your culture.
And all our violence and
Tell us
hatred.
more.
Tell us how
Georgie.
awesome we are with being violent and
Come on
hateful,
back.
terrible people.
On Engelbert Humperdinck.
Tell us about Cracker Barrel.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Georgie's in a roar about Cracker Barrel. Oh my
Well,
goodness.
such place for Cracker Barrel.
Girls are not okay right now.
The girls' tits are sore.
The CEO of
God.
Cracker Barrel even said they didn't change it for
Y'all
any
are
reason
terrible.
other than they just were told by a lot of market research they needed to revamp themselves.
Yeah.
And now everybody's like, oh, they're being woke. I'm like, what was woke about removing the white dude from it and just leaving it Cracker Barrel?
Right.
Listen, and I guarantee for all the people whose tits are in a twist about this rebrand, I guarantee
No,
you,
we're good.
I guarantee you, if you go there, your racist servers will still be employed. There's no reason to be upset.
And it's still going to be
You
the
know,
same
I
bland,
heard stories
unseasoned
about that
food as
establishment.
before.
Right.
I heard stories of that establishment, and I refuse to go because the last thing my black ass needs is to order something from there, and them motherfuckers spit in my food or some shit. I'm telling you, I'll catch a charge.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing: nobody really wants to eat there except for Mayo Sapiens with raisins because it's bland, unseasoned food. They have salt and they have pepper for your choosing to put on there. They don't season.
Right. Yeah.
It's the most bland motherfucking food you've ever had. Take Southern soul food and then take all the spices out of it and all the sauces out of it, and then that's white people Southern food.
That's
Yeah.
existential dread food. What the fuck?
Right.
I just want to say,
And I had to eat at a Cracker Barrel. We were driving across the country, and so when we stopped, it was the only place that was around. Like there was a Walmart and a Cracker Barrel. All
Of course, the two
Yeah.
staples of every
right,
country.
all the staples. So we go to the Cracker Barrel, and honestly, the lady that we were sat in her section, and she refused. She was serving all the tables around us, and after about 10 minutes of her not coming to the table, they sent over another server, and she apologized and said that the lady was on a break, which I could see the bitch. I could see the bitch right there. Like, what are you talking about? She's on break.
I just saw her drop off of water right now.
Right. It's like she's literally standing behind you serving someone else. What the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, she refused to serve me. And the other lady was super apologetic because she knew that she was lying. But, what was she going to do?
I'd have been like that racist bitch over
Protect
there.
her all.
Right. Exactly. So she was like, I'm so sorry. And it was a trip. So I left her a really nice tip. And I told her, you are not to share this with that lady. I tipped you because you were decent enough to serve us. Do not share your tip with her. And she was like, are you sure? This is too much. I was like, nope, I want you to have it. So trust me, those same racist servers will be right there at Cracker Barrel, despite the white man leaning on it, chewing on a straw or not.
Still bringing you the worst plate of biscuits and gravy you've ever had in your life.
Exactly. Bringing you the soggiest piece of meat that you have ever
I'm not gonna
seen.
lie, that does not sound appetizing.
Here's their version of seasoning, Hanji. They take the salt and pepper and they go,
Right.
and they sat down.
Yeah, like as nostalgic as it is, because like I grew up in Indiana, and yeah, exactly. I grew up in Indiana where they don't season things anyhow. But like
Kentucky, same.
yeah, as the I feel you.
In
I
the
feel
words
you, I
of
feel
Queen
you.
Charlotte.
What part? What part?
Soros, prayers.
What part of Kentucky? I lived in Louisville for a while.
About an hour north of that.
Okay. Yeah. Now we're north of Louisville. That's
Well,
in
maybe
Indiana.
2 hours. No, northern Kentucky.
the thing I want to say, to
Northern
people
Kentucky.
like that.
Okay. You mean like northeast?
Well, yeah, technically.
Finn Rinson, I think you're gonna have to wait your turn, Finn.
All right.
I've been trying to wait my turn for a while.
Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
I'm gonna drop So I'll be in the comments.
Yeah, I'll drop you.
Love you, Patty.
Nice to meet you,
Love you,
Patty.
Raven.
Okay, nice to meet you guys. I'll be in the
Love
comments.
y'all.
If somebody
I
else
followed
wants
you,
to come up-
Patty.
All right. If somebody
We'll get
else
you if
wants to
there's
come
another
up-
racist. I'll get
Yeah, bring me back up for another racist.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah, we could tag team them again.
Please send me your live again if you need me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all.
Love you, Raven.
Thank you.
All right, Finn, go ahead.
Yeah, let me tag team with my sisters next time, please. And thank you.
I just want to say, like, to people like that, I just want to say, like, whiteness destroyed our culture. We had a rich tapestry of cultures in Europe. And this idea of, like, Anglo-Saxon whiteness utterly destroyed countless tribes, religions, and the thought that this whiteness is a good thing is mind-boggling to me. We had so many...
I mean, yeah, the Celts and the ancient Brits and all that, they had some pretty cool stuff going.
I mean, even the Celts were a mix of so many different peoples. I mean, the Picts and the Britons were totally different people.
No offense, though, Finn. I could have done without the Nordic raping and pillaging stuff, but you know.
Yeah, well, we come in, we say, hey, you want to trade? And they're like, no, and we go, okay, we're going to make you trade.
Technically, it was white supremacy. Technically,
no,
even though it wasn't.
We have evidence. We have
way.
We have evidence of African Vikings.
How many African Vikings?
Yeah, we found a gravesite of an African Viking.
Just one?
Right.
Well, it was hard for us to get down there, okay? It was a bit of a trip.
wait, that means you all had to pick him up?
Yeah, we would. So the thing is that we would.
You had to pick him up on a boat?
We would go to a port. And
y'all pick that man up on a boat?
Does anybody want to join us?
Finn, you pick that man up on a boat?
We say, hey guys, anyone want to join us for a good raid? And anyone who wanted to
and you picked that man up on a boat?
Yes, but it was consensual, damn it.
Are you sure about this? All you got is bones.
We didn't let slaves go Viking.
How do you know all you got is bones?
We didn't let slaves go a Viking. We didn't let.
How do you know they didn't just throw the murder weapons there?
We just threw them away. We just like here.
Right. I'm just saying, all you got is bones, man. You picked the black man up on a boat. Just saying. It sounded a bit like colonization to me.
I think there's a slight difference between, hey, you want to go raiding with us, and hey, you're mine now.
I don't know.
I mean, during that time, what's the difference?
Raiding and pillaging and taking over other people. I mean, it's literally colonization still.
Literally.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, I don't deny that.
I mean, so it's still white supremacy. It was just Nordic supremacy at the time. The rest of us weren't lumped in with you yet. That's what it comes down to. Hey, Ravana.
That's why I love it when people get pissy when they find out that the Minoans were brown and black people. They're just like, what?
Listen,
Have you not seen our fucking murals?
I need for all the white people in here to listen. We lost our melanin around 3,000 years ago. And a vast majority of that 3,000 years, we have been violent assholes for no other reason other than the sun now hurts and everything's bright.
So, interesting thing about melanin that I was just reading about, there's this like fungus they found in Chernobyl that is like thriving. It is like absorbing radiation, and it is because it is like so like deep with melanin that it's able to absorb radiation and like clean the air around it. And it's like wild.
The wildlife is actually thriving over there, even though some of it is radioactive. They're not mutating or anything. There's no craziness. That's a few cancerous animals have been found, but they've actually been, for the most part, really thriving out there.
There's a whole documentary on the wolves of Chernobyl that is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's wild. It's just like the melanin being the like contributing factor.
I'm not gonna lie. not gonna lie, Chernobyl is my autistic obsession. So more.
There are people that still live there. They went back after they were evacuated. They were like, "Fuck it," and they're still there.
Some people refuse to
They are,
leave.
but they're there. Yeah, I
Okay,
don't know how
Craig,
healthy they are, but
what?
they're there. Hi, Craig.
Hey, babies. No, I just came up for a quick minute. There were some black Vikings and Arab Vikings because they were seafarers. When they traveled, they did pick up people. Remember, white and races were like American concept that started, but they did travel around and in war.
No, I don't. I was just giving Finn more of a hard time.
And besides that, we were
trying to make me sad, Craig.
But you know how we were kings and queens. Odin was
Sure.
black too. Just so you know, Odin was black. I'm sure. I'm gonna claim that one now.
All you got to do to convince people is have people watch the movie Sinners and then watch the music scene and find out where all the music bennett came from. And then that shit will tell you right now. All of it started when we were all black and beautiful.
I'm gonna start a rumor that Odin was black. Odin and Loki is really black.
See,
Who's rolling at me?
I can't do that rumor though, because Zeus is actually depicted as a olive bronze man, more bronze. So
Yes.
it's, and Apollo was like literally
Do you still have that
onyx
picture?
color.
Do you still have that picture of Zeus they found, that early one that you said they found? Or was that Apollo or you know what I'm talking about?
Apollo, yeah, hold on.
The ones that showed them being real dark.
You know, I saw some show about that before, about saying a lot of the statues that we see from ancient Greece, and I'll never claim to be an expert on it. I would never say it was right or wrong because I don't know. But they said a lot of them became white. I mean, the color of the statue became white because of time and the paint. I don't know how true it is. It could have been somebody just explaining something. I don't know. I don't care because it doesn't affect me one way or other. Who's black, who's white? Because I'm still broke Tracy, so I don't care. So none of that really excites me about what color somebody was. Honestly, to tell the truth, that's never on my mind about God or anybody else being black or white. I can't
believe that everybody's patting themselves.
We'll get to you in a second, Hunter. Chill out.
Give me that.
So
my dog to Hunter's
Dugald,
house.
it's Poseidonas and Athena. They're behind me. If you wanted to give me big screen. So this is a depiction of the deities. Well, you can't really. Motherfuck. Hold on. Let me do it this way. Hold on.
I love what you say, motherfucker.
Motherfuck.
I love that. No, it's beautiful the way you
No,
say it.
where's the other way? Like, remember
the
when we had the
landscape.
boxes? Mhm.
What country
yeah.
are you from, host?
I'm from the U.S.
No, the host, I'm saying.
I am the host.
He is the host.
Oh, the lady that was on the screen.
That is my
Greece.
co-host, Hanji.
Hellas.
She's from Greece.
Where?
Greece.
Alas.
Oh, I love Greece.
So, as you can see, they're small guys, so just work with me here. But Poseidonas is on the. It's not going to do it,
Standard
Dugald.
view.
You have to do it the other way.
Yeah, I have to leave you. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, so just
the
leave me
host?
there.
You
But
look like
this-
John Travolta.
This image right here is Poseidonas with his
What?
horse, as you could see how his skin is. And then Athena on the right side of me, you can see, is
She's
also,
pretty dark.
she's literally the same color as the tree bark of the olive tree.
I see that.
That's awesome.
see.
So, yeah, usually the depictions we have are just mildly tan white people, usually, when it's talking about Greece. It's usually mildly tan white people.
You look like John Travolta, host.
Ask them which John Travolta from Greece
What?
or Hairspray. Which John Travolta you look like?
Yeah, I don't know what John Travolta you mean.
I'm talking about John Travolta, the actor John Travolta.
Yeah, of which era?
Well, this era.
And that he looks like a 70-year-old man.
No, he's got, he's
Oh.
got that handsome look about him, though. I'm just, I don't know. Hi,
Pulp
everybody.
Fiction was hands down my favorite.
Hey,
John
Hunter,
Travolta.
can we get your age real quick for TikTok purposes?
Yeah, I'm 40.
And what brings you up on the panel today?
It's gone. Whatever was up there. I mean, it's gone now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Give him a second.
I'm definitely pro LGBT. I'm definitely pro that. I'm definitely pro women's rights. But I do like Trump though. I do.
How can you be those first two things and like Trump?
That's simple. He's not as beast as a man that you think he is.
But he is.
He's not though.
His own record proves that.
I think a lot of people just listen to the media, just immediately.
I listen to multiple sources.
Well, how do you get your view of him if you don't listen
You're
to the
not
media?
talking to your average Democrats and stuff. You're like, I actually pay attention. Like, I don't just read the news. I go and I find out. I read the court documents. I read the bills.
So what makes you think that he's against me?
Well, for example, he doesn't care for trans people. It's against our community. Our trans brothers and sisters are going to have problems
Not
with them.
against it. He just said that he doesn't want them in the military. That's all.
Why not? They're able-bodied.
Why does it matter?
They
You're
go
fighting
into-
a war.
Well, I'm explaining it to you. It's because when they go in the military, they use the military health insurance to have their sex changed then.
Okay. And some people go to the military to pay for their college. So what?
Well, that's not what it's meant for.
It's
not
meant to serve your country and be paid for.
It's not meant
Why
to go
does
in
it
there
matter?
to change your sex while you're in there.
Why can't they have perks or good benefits just because they're doing something great?
That's the sole reason why they're going.
That's the sole reason they go to have their college paid for.
They're signing their entire fucking
Life away.
formative
they're not.
years,
They
their
get their
life
sex
away,
changed and then they leave.
in order to do that. I mean, I'm sorry, they're still serving our country.
Yeah, but
They still deserve fucking respect.
They have their sex change and leave. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
People get their
Where is your source?
All right,
Hold on.
I'll explain it to you. Can I explain it to you for a second?
Hold on. No, stop, Hunter. Since the 70s, people have been using the military to pay for their college and dip as soon as it's paid for. And that's been a plot point in movies, for God's sake. It's done so much. It's so common. So why does that bother you and the other thing does?
Well, all right, so they get in there and they have their sex change.
And they get in there and they get their college money.
Okay, their name was George.
And their name is also George.
And now it's Georgia. So
And
what
now
they
their
do
name is still George, but now they have college money.
But now what they do is they go, well, I'm not George anymore, so I'm out of here.
Okay, and then these people go, well, I got my degree, so I'm out of here.
No.
The countless trans.
Literally, that's what happens, Hunter.
You still go in if you're going in for your college.
Hold on. There's countless trans people that have lost their benefits because of Pete Hegseth saying that they can no longer receive those benefits, even though they've served their time.
No, they go in as George, right?
What does it matter?
Creating a narrative.
Listen to me for a second. Can I explain it?
No, I'm not going to listen to your misinformation, you ass.
I don't want you to explain. I want you to give us sources.
That part.
Homophobic is what you're being.
I'm
Are you kidding?
I don't know what you're trying to go for there.
You're
Honey,
so hating as shit.
No, I'm not.
Gay.
Honey,
Yes, you
you're
are.
straighter than we are.
Hold on. First of all, I come from a country that created a literal non-binary god that you use. Hermaphroditia is a literal god for a hermaphrodite. So let's get that clear.
You're just being homophobic.
You wouldn't even have homosexuality if it wasn't for us Greeks.
Hunter, do I have to show you my
Half of the people on this panel are fucking legitimate queens.
Which profile do you want?
That's a fucking wet noodle, bitch. Try your
Right.
mother, not me.
No.
Do you want my scruff, grinder, sniffies, or my growler profile?
Bitch, growler. Hold up, wait a
Oh my
minute.
God. Can I
Danny, let me
explain
be
to you
nosy.
what they do? I mean,
I
God,
don't care
can
what you think they do. I need sources.
Them getting a
No, you can get the sources.
them getting any type of gender affirming care while they're in the military has no bearing on me, nor does it bother me, because people go to the military for various reasons, usually to improve their lives in some way, including getting their college paid for or their health insurance paid for, or
I was
other
just
things.
about
So
to
it
say their
doesn't
medical
fucking
bills.
matter. I'm okay with that. They're sacrificing themselves and their lives for us. I'm fine with that. I don't give a shit.
Not to mention at Stonewall, who threw the first bricks?
they're getting out before they get in the army. They're getting out.
How are they getting out before they go into the army?
Can I explain
How are they
something
getting
just for
out
a
before?
second?
Then
My
start right
God.
there. How are they getting out?
I'm telling you, you're not. You if you would just be quiet for a second.
Okay, stop crying and fucking get to it.
All right, I'm trying to say they go in as George, right?
We know how
We
that
heard
goes.
that already.
And then they have their sex change.
Okay.
And then they say, well, I'm not George anymore. I'm Georgia. I'm
Can't
out
just
here.
do that. That's not how that works.
I'm out of here. I'm not.
Literally not how that works. The military doesn't just let you go because you had gender affirming care. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been trans people in the military.
Yeah,
They're
Hunter.
literally there of their
God,
voluntary
that's so-
still. These
Hunter-
people existed before. These people want to be in the military, maybe for that reason, but they don't leave as soon as they get their affirming care because they still need the fucking benefits. You don't get the benefits if you quit.
And
No,
also
not
the fact
wrong.
that these are
Literally
grown
how it
people.
works.
Literally.
Hunter, here's a narrative for you. A person named Hunter came onto a TikTok panel that's actually
ignorant as
straight.
fuck.
That's actually straight. Puts on a fake accent and then tries to claim homophobia. Now prove me wrong. Now
Ignorant
prove
as
me
fuck.
wrong.
Homophobia.
Yeah, he's
Ignorant as
definitely
fuck.
not the gay man. He's not the
I
gay
triggered
man.
you. I triggered you, libtards.
Literally said the most
We're not.
shit.
We're not liberals
You
either,
didn't say
pumpkin.
anything that was tricky. You literally said ignorant bullshit and think you're tricking anybody. You're not.
You heard us. You heard what he
Please.
called us, right? We're not. It's funny because we're not even fucking liberals.
Oh,
That's
lady,
what's even more fucking
Not even a
funny.
liberal. Fucking moron. Y'all
You
are
were
biggest
triggered.
snowflakes. You're so obsessed and upset about people's genitals and what they do with them. It's so fucking weird.
Right.
It's
You're
actually
such big
hilarious.
whiny
Really
snowflakes.
weird.
Oh,
It's
that
weird
person-
behavior.
No, this is literally it. They're like, oh, that person's different than me. I must hate them because they're so different. It makes no sense to me. I'm scared of gay men because they're going to treat me the way that I treat women. I'm scared of trans women because, oh, it confuses me. I think
I
they like
know.
them. I think they're pretty. Snowflakes.
Something like
Snowflakes. All of
That
them.
is what you're acting like.
That is
Hunter. He's
literally
calling
what you're
you
doing.
out.
You're literally whining about people getting a gender affirming care. You're literally complaining. You came up
But
here
not only that-
specifically to complain about it.
These are grown, and mind you, these are grown ass adults that pay their taxes, that they're over 18. Why
No,
are you so
they
worried
don't.
about what individual grown
And you're
people
worried
do
about
with
what
their
you do.
money and their genitals?
The
That's
obsession
weird.
you have with people's genitals is disgusting. Otherwise, because these people, listen, gay people like myself and trans people have existed since the beginning of time. We've been
I know that's
PhD
right.
for simply forever. And you know what? It's never been a problem up until you all realized that we existed. And now you all are terrified and you're obsessed with what we
Now
do
we're
because you want to do it too.
terrified.
Not to mention, there's nothing that pisses me off more
I'm terrified.
than somebody that gains rights and then kicks the ladder out from behind them. You know what? Like a trans exclusionary, like
So terrified.
rainbow person is probably worse than any of the others because they got rights and then they kicked the fucking ladder out behind them. So eat my ass.
Let him go ahead and spew. Let him go ahead and spew his hateful stuff. Let him go ahead.
Falling.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Snowflake. Go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
Sky's falling, everybody.
Go ahead.
It's so bad. Everybody's. We're gonna.
Oh,
we're
You're the
okay.
only one
dying
talking
tomorrow.
about the sky falling. We weren't complaining about it.
I don't know. I think the sky's
You're
gonna
the
fall.
one
We're
that's
all gonna
complaining
die
about
tomorrow.
people.
I mean, it's
Imagine
so
coming
bad.
up here
Trump's
mad
such a
as fuck
bad
about
baddie.
people. up here mad as fuck about everybody.
You're such a baddie.
And you're saying that the people who are
I am a baddie, thank you.
End the earth tomorrow.
Or we're the problem.
We're not gonna
the
wake
ones
up.
who are saying the sky is falling. No,
None of us are waking up tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I could use the sleep.
It's so bad here.
Oh my God. For people like you, it's terrible because of people.
Oh,
I mean, I get to sleep. I get to fucking sleep.
Right.
That sounds amazing.
High fucking five.
You guys
right
are all not sleeping because Trump's president. That's what's wrong right now.
Trump is a rapist and a felon. I don't give a fuck what he says. He's a piece of shit.
Imagine being such a simp for a rapist and a felon that he even thinks for 1 second that he has the opportunity to suck that micropene. It's laughable.
There's a reason why.
Keep working on that gag reflex, Pumpkin, because there's really nothing there.
There's a reason why the RNC and fucking the RNC convenes and MAGA shows up and Grinder crashes because you all are in the closet bitches.
They really are, though. It's crazy.
Obsessed with other people's genitals. It's fucking weird. So weird.
Go have a tea party with Kim Davis or something.
And you go out of your way to harm other people just because you don't like their what they do with their genitals. You know how fucking weird that is? You're upset at trans people because they live their life and you're literally over here crying like a snowflake child because they live their life without your consent. Boo fucking who? Go cry me a fucking river. Maybe you need a boyfriend. Maybe that's why you're so obsessed with their genitals and what they're doing.
You want to know what's funny is that I think a trans man or a trans woman shot them down, and they're so pissy about it that they're taking it out on the community as a whole. The self-hate is coming from inside the house.
Yes, who cares?
I mean, apparently you do because you said that you love my country. So
get out of the
You're the one coming up here talking about and being obsessed about their genitals. Well, I mean,
Pumpkin. I have plenty to fucking say because we're able to see how dumb you Trump supporters are overseas.
Hey,
you guys are so programmed. It's pathetic, to be honest.
Hey, Plum, have you ever woken up worried about what other people are doing with their genitals?
No, I don't want
Benny,
to
have you ever
know.
woken up worried about what our service people are doing with their genitals?
Play with mom.
Benny, have you ever worried about what people are doing with their genitals, especially our military people?
We know you play with your genitals in front of a fucking preschool, Hunter. That's not news to us.
Have you ever worried about what the military is doing with their genitals? I've never worried about what the military is doing with their genitals.
That's gross.
No.
So why are you so obsessed, Hunter, with other people's genitals and what they're doing with them? Why does that bother you so much?
Do you think that that's where all of the money's being spent? Is
Did you hear what she said?
Do you have any
about
idea?
you, Hunter. I'm calling you out. You're a pedophile.
Lady.
It's okay. You're a pedophile. Go ahead and say it with your whole chest, Pumpkin. We know. We know you are.
Again. Say it again.
You're a pedophile.
Say it again.
You're a pedophile.
Say it
You're
again.
a pedophile.
Say it again, honey.
Yeah, I know. You're getting off on that shit, you sick fuck.
Oh, yes.
All right. He's going to record and report. So,
jeez.
We'll take care of that. And seriously, the MAGA supporters and their obsession with people's genitals and how they're used and what they do with them is so fucking weird.
Especially since you know he watches freaking Drag Race every freaking Thursday or whenever it comes on.
Literally, it's the weirdest fucking thing. I have never woken up and been like, I wonder what them straight people are doing with their genitals today. I really don't like that. I don't think they should be allowed to do. Oh my God, that's so terrible. Why do you fucking care? Why do you care?
They're a grown-ass individual. Their money is their fucking business.
Right.
Mind your own.
Well, I don't see anybody mad at fucking centerfolds getting boob jobs.
Like, if they're really concerned about that much of their tax money being spent, like that compared to other things like, I don't know, billion-dollar jets that never get used, and then after 5 years they get outdated, so they have to dump them into the ocean, and then they have to build more billion-dollar jets. That's what I care about.
I'm also really tired of like the natural thing as the argument of against trans and gay people, especially trans people. First and foremost, it's not natural for your dick to work once you get ED. Stop taking the pills. Let it be dead.
Right.
It's not natural to get plastic surgery of any kind, but yet people do it. It's not natural to just pop an ibuprofen, but we do it. It's not natural to do a lot of things, but you do it. Why? Because it makes it.
You can pry my ibuprofen from my cold, unalived fingers.
Exactly.
I'm 40. I pop that shit like candy.
I actually just picked up some Advil and ibuprofen, like it's combined. I didn't know they made such a thing. I was like, what?
Like, I just don't understand the obsession. Like, I've said it more times than I can count at this point. I just don't understand their obsession with everybody else's genitals. I don't get it.
Kind of funny how when I called his ass out, though, he wants to go with, "You're from Greece. Why do you care? Honey, weren't you just praising my country? Like, which is it, Pumpkin? Pick a lane."
Well,
Pick a fucking lane.
it comes across my FYP every once in a while. There's still that video of that man, that white man, arguing with the black man about whether or not Egyptians were actually black or not. And because he said it was white people that built the pyramids, the white guy did. And it was on some like news situation show, like opinion show, one of those talking head shows. They're big at the big desk, and one guy was clearly part of the show and the other one was there for the interview, and the white guy was there for the interview, and he was saying white people built pyramids, the people in Egypt were not white or were not black. I got news for you. And we're just like,
motherfucker, what?
Great.
From the heart of Africa.
Oh shit. Well, Zeus said what's up.
I understand that Africa is like, in Egypt is like at the top of Africa, like, you know, all the way at the northern part. So they think that somehow that makes them not black. I don't understand.
Have they not seen
Is it
the
because
depictions on our fucking tomb walls?
Is it the Middle
Pyramids?
Eastern? Is it the Middle Eastern influence on the area? Is that it? Like, is that what they're going for? Like, I don't understand the not black part. I don't understand that part. Is it because of the Middle Eastern influence that people think that? I genuinely don't understand it.
They use like obsidian and stuff, like black, like stone, or like they paint their skin black when in the depiction, like on the like murals and stuff on the walls.
Literally what I said, yeah. Like we're depicted everywhere.
But
we're depicted everywhere. Like,
but I've seen people of all races do it. White people, especially. Yes, I'm not saying that it's not, and that's not insignificant. But like, I have seen black people. I have seen Middle Eastern people. I have seen Asian people even say, like, try to get to that idea that maybe Egyptians weren't necessarily black. Like, I don't understand it. I don't. Like, it makes no sense. Like, there's always this like, well, they're not really black like other Africans are. And it's like, but how?
Wait.
In other words, if you can make advanced civilizations, it's impossible for a brown or black skinned person to do it. They're not smart enough.
I guess.
That's that whole shit. That's all it is. It's
fucking no. I don't get it.
They'd rather go with aliens than actual people who live in that region.
You know, I wish that Ancient Alien show would just be fucking. That show pisses me off so much. I used to love it when I thought it was all woo woo, but now it just, I hate that show because it's done nothing but made people believe in some stupid ass shit. Hate that fucking shit.
I agree, man. I definitely agree.
Ron Gay Demon, thank you for telling me that the Egyptian went to Kohl's to get their makeup. I'll make sure to go to Kohl's.
Have you seen the Pharaoh
Kohl's now, don't they?
The Pharaoh.
Oh wait,
gift?
no, you talking about
on TikTok here? The Pharaoh gift. That thing makes some harsh ass eyebrows. That thing.
My Egyptian side is offended.
That thing makes some staunch eyebrows. Like, wow. God damn.
You want some of mine? Shit.
They're on the same level as like Dan and what's his dad's name? Levy's eyebrows. The dad from American Pie.
Eugene Levy.
Eugene and Dan Levy. Their eyebrows. That's what that thing reminds me of. It's like, God damn.
You got the frog blink out of me. How dare you?
Hey, that's TikTok who made that design. That was not me. I did not make that design.
You get to the second time.
This is not me who did that. That's why I don't sit in that motherfucker neither.
Before I forget, I have to tell you this. It's been bugging me because it was so funny. I was on a live and they were talking about the laws of the Old Testament, right? And, the whole spiel about, well, Jesus came and fulfilled it, blah, blah, blah. One guy said it. He said with his whole chest, he don't know why anybody was concerned about the laws, the Leviticus laws, because they were for Levites only.
They were for who?
For Levites only, not for the other 12. That's why they call Leviticus, because they're only for Levites.
Then why does it say the Israelites?
He straight said that, because he basically said, how come they're not called Dan or Gad or Joseph law? He said Leviticus laws were for Levites only. They're the only ones supposed to follow it. He was serious.
Zeus, bring the flood. Malaka.
I've been meaning to come and tell someone, but it keeps slipping my mind. I heard it on a live the other night. I damn it lost it. It was hilarious to me.
This motherfucker probably goes around saying God smote the Pedialites or the termites.
But that was his whole point. No one ever had to follow those because there was for only the tribe of Levi. Like, dude, they were the judges. They were given the law. No, that was only for the tribe of Levi. That's what they call it, Leviticus laws.
I had somebody arguing on a video I posted yesterday where he's trying to get me to like explain the Big Bang Theory to him on comments. And I'm like, dude, go read a book. Go read a fucking book. Why do I always have those arguments with y'all? Go read books.
Not only that, but there's like a zillion TikToks that explain that whole timeline, like what happened in the first few seconds, the first few years, everything. Fantastic analysis has been done on it.
Then the other guy, they were talking about, the Bible probably took place in a near to Middle East areas, right? He said, well, where was the Middle West? No one ever talked about the Middle West. And I think it was with Bash or someone, they just had to stop. He said, no one talked about the Middle West.
Quit.
I'm telling you, I hear the craziest things. He said, okay, if they're from the Middle East, Near East, well, how do we know the ones from the Middle West? Where's the Middle West? And these people are people walking around out on the street. Vote. Procreate.
Have babies.
I wish I could show what Chaos just sent me. But it's basically Jesus with a smoke and a pancake going flooded again. And his eyes are like this, wait, flooded again.
You know what, that man, listen, I understand that those who are smooth in the internal cranial area, I understand that they tend to also be very kind and lovable people. But if they're going to say things like that, I can't abide it no more. So I am back on board. I'm going to fundraise. I'm going to put out a fundraiser to have the warning labels removed from everything. And then we can just let nature do what nature do.
Bring back good old-fashioned natural selection.
I'm going to take a man to the Middle West. Because I want to know what the Middle West is too.
No, he's gonna do a fundraiser.
He's gonna wind up here near me in Ohio.
He's gonna remove all warning labels from everything and let.
Because he didn't mean the Midwest of the United States. He meant Middle West.
But the Middle West is still gonna land him somewhere in the Ohio.
I swear, I'm always on these things late at night, and I hear the crazy. It's like the guy who argued with Ty she said, "You're a believer, follower of the God of the Bible." Oh, yes, I believe in the Father, Son. Yeah, I'm part of it. I believe in a trilogy. She said, "Trilogy."
Well, there
He
are
said,
three
"Yes, a
books.
trilogy."
There's the
She said, "Yeah."
Torah,
She says, "But you mean Trinity? Because Star Wars is a trilogy." He was like, "Well, it's still three, right? It's three. I believe in the trilogy."
I
Hey,
mean,
can I
with
ask
the
a question
trilogy,
to the
you've got the Torah, you've got the Bible, and you've got the Quran.
I guess so. It's a trilogy.
It's a trilogy. The Holy Trilogy. You're right. There you go. All right, Colin, you're over 21.
Yeah, I actually just turned 21 in July. So
Awesome.
yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
I actually had a question for you, and I swear to God, I'm not trying to be a troll. I'm just having a conversation because I don't have nobody to ask this question to because I'm at work.
You're fine. Go ahead.
So since this morning, everybody's been walking out to the front of the office asking why it smells like a sewage. And I think it's because I've been farting all day. And I swear to God, I'm not trying to be a troll. I'm only asking because...
So he waited to come up
all
here,
that time,
and that was it. Wasn't even funny. I could see if it was something funny. It was nowhere near being funny.
I mean, he's funny looking, but that's besides the point.
Fart jokes just aren't that funny. I don't understand why.
Was he really just like coming up to like?
No, I think he was trolling. But still,
Definitely trolling.
I thought he was like practicing maybe some stand up or something. I don't know.
No.
Well, maybe lead with that instead of making people think you're just some weirdo who wants to talk to you about his own black feelings. It's fucking weird. The internet is full of weird people.
Oh Lord, they say the craziest things sometimes. But when they
Vent
say
in your
with their
journal.
whole
Don't vent
chest,
up here.
yeah, it's like they say it with their whole chest, and they think they're so right because the hardest person I've heard you guys ever argue with on these lines is a Hebrew Israelite. You cannot reason with them. You cannot reason with them at all. And then who's getting jested? They hooked up lately with the indigenous blacks. Oh
Understand
my
them,
God,
and
they are
I want to
off the
throw
wall.
hands because I've had a couple of Hebrew Israelites tell me, "Oh, you're not half Egyptian."
Listen, Hebrew
Meet me
is.
outside, motherfucker. At this point, I'm ready to just throw hands.
I have argued with a few of them, and I'm not going to lie. They're the only ones that almost make me want to pray.
You can't argue with them. It's like
Because I don't know how else to fucking
I think I know why they're like that. Just like I know why the indigenous blacks are like that. I know exactly why they're like that. It's that feeling of like deep down they think they're so pro black when they're really not. Not to me. I don't think they're really pro black. They are ashamed actually of being black. They feel like we have nothing to fall back on. You can go to any other culture. They really did come from kings and queens. That's no joke. You know that they had we did have tribes in Africa. They had chieftains and kings and queens. But to them, all they saw slavery was something so bad. I don't mean, of course it was bad, but they meant something to be ashamed of. I'm not ashamed because I wasn't a fucking slave. I didn't do that.
You weren't the one who put yourselves there. Why would you be ashamed?
People, and they shouldn't be ashamed either. But they're looking for something to hold on to. So some idiot a few decades ago came up. We the original Hebrews. Boom! It ran from that, and it just built up, and then someone because someone claims that they have native in their blood, indigenous people in their blood. All of a sudden, we were here before Columbus. We've been here. You know, they got pictures of this. We were the original Choctaws and all this. It's just like, come on. But
do they not know how genetics work?
What kills me is like they're literally
they don't listen.
They don't like the white man because the white man did what they did, but they're doing exactly what the white man did to do what they do.
Yeah.
Like they're using the book and inserting themselves where they aren't, and using that as a way to usurp power from somebody else and wield it in the way that they wield it. They're literally just propagating the same shit, just they're with the same fucking religion. It makes it.
And then they're using the whole thing about the 10,000 years ago that the indigenous people crossed the Bering Strait. That came into it. See, they were not here. We were here before that. It's like, how do you know? there isn't any proof. And it's just an embarrassment on your part to think that way. But what I've been noticing the trend lately, I don't know if anyone else has noticed lately, the Hebrew Israelites, the indigenous blacks, and what's the other group? Oh, the conspiracy ones who think the earth is flat and you can get to Egypt through the Grand Canyon. A lot of them have been hooking up lately. A lot of them. It's like they're that's a trilogy.
I've been noticing that.
They're forming. The three of those groups are getting together and they're backing each other up because no matter what you say, they're not knocking each other at all. They just but they're still coming around and coming to. Those three groups are getting together.
And what's funny
because
is
if they had a fully rational thought, it would be the quickest trip in the world.
right? What's funny is like they're with them, the rise of them doing that, right? Circumventing this religion, kind of colonizing it in a way. What's funny is that you now have also a movement of Jewish people who are doing that with Christianity as well, where they're saying they are, what is it, Messianic Jews.
Messianic Jews.
Who believe in Christ. And I'm like, like,
I know.
what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we recycling this same bullshit God again? For how many times now has this God been recycled in religion? There was the pantheon he belonged to originally, which was him being recycled at first anyway because he belonged to a nomad tribe, and they just adopted him in. So there's one, and then from the pantheon to Baalism, that's two, and then from Baalism to Yahwehism, that's three. Yahwehism to Judaism, that's four. Yahweh or Judaism and Christianity, that's five, and then Islam, that's six. Now we've got the Hebrew Israelites, that's seven. Then we've got the Jews, that's eight. What are we doing? Why does this God have to come in 8 different flavors?
It's a million makeovers, man. And I've been on Petty Lives or I've seen Petty on lives, and I love when someone argues. You can say Jesus, or there wasn't a J at the time. It was just, I'm like, oh my God, who in the hell everybody's talking about, and they argue with Petty about maybe how something, a Jewish word or no pronunciation. So I'm like, she's Jewish. How are you going to argue with her about herself? And they do that, and I heard, it's just silly when they do this stuff, but they're dangerous. I mean, it's funny and everything, but you think about it, they're teaching other people this foolish shit who are lost and looking for something that's going to believe them.
That's what pisses me off, Cray. I have to deal with people cosplaying Greeks. I have to deal with people cosplaying fucking Egyptians. I am sick of it. And you're going to sit there and bullshit mansplain my cultures to me when, one, you're not even from there. Two, you have no blood that even connects you there. Three, you were never raised there. And four, you're getting this shit from a fucking YouTube?
All right, Loki, you're over 21, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, what would you like to talk about?
I think we're talking about culture, I guess.
In general.
Okay. So, yeah, no.
Real quick before you guys get going, I just really wanted to pop up and hope that everyone in here is having a great day, except for those last two people that were up, because, well, let's face it, they sucked really, really bad. And I really wanted to go up on the guy with the military nonsense, because I have a sibling who's actually going through all of that, 20 years of military service, and all of his stuff is being pulled out from underneath them because
these EOs,
because of how they feel on the inside.
Yeah.
So anyways, you guys are great. I love you all genuinely, and I hope you guys have a great day. And just remember, when those people get up and start talking tough, just ask them if they have level 4 plates. It usually shuts them right the hell up.
All right, I'll do that.
Have a great day, guys.
Don't tempt me with a good time. You too.
Thanks, Uncle. All right, go ahead, Loki.
All right. So, did you guys see the new Lilo and Stitch movie?
What now?
Lilo and Stitch.
Not the new one, no.
No.
Nope.
Okay. So, there's a point in Hawaiian history where like they took our queen and they brought her on a boat, and she knew she was never going to come back at all. So she wrote a letter, and she gave it to her handmaiden because they weren't going to take her. And she wrote "Aloha Oi." That's like, "Farewell, my people. Farewell, my. I love you. I have to go." But when Nani found out that like CPS was going to take her little sister away, she didn't say anything. She just sang that song to her, and I was like, "Oh, that hurts. That hurts so bad," you know. But in the movie, they took it out, and I'm like, "Why?" Like,
Took her out of
Anyway.
the story.
yeah,
Because, well,
it's no longer.
white people don't know the average of the stories from any of the area there or any of Polynesia or any of those things, so they don't. I'm not saying it's right to cut it out, but I know why they're doing it, because white people don't know enough, and you'd have to give a whole history lesson for them to figure out what the fuck they're talking about or what's going on. And you
Even
just
still,
wrap
they
that
won't
up with the whole
listen.
thing. I don't know. I haven't seen the new one, so I don't know if that's what the whole movie is about anyway. To which case, then they shouldn't have. That doesn't make sense. But yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
You're a little wild right now.
That's tends to be how the whitewashing works.
I realize they taken that part out too. I know that they changed up the ending a lot and very frustrating ways.
That's good
She
to know.
doesn't get to adopt Stitch, from what I heard.
Look,
She wanted to be a marine biologist, which turned into she wanted to be a marine. Like
my
what?
my friend PJ makes at least a good, somewhat comforting point. It doesn't take away from it, but the original actress, apparently she's the one that suggested the song in the film. The original actress from the movie.
The animated.
Yeah, so I mean that's something at least.
Still
something. It's not good. I'm not claiming good. I'm just saying at least there's something, they honored something from the traditions of the culture. But should they have taken it out? No. But I also understand that white people are not going to know any of the culture reference, and that would have made it tank because white people are ignorant. Sadly, because I'm not gonna lie, if it's not mainland white people, Old West stuff, they don't know anything about it. In my experience, if it's not the Old West or Southern bullshit, whitewash Southern bullshit, they don't know nothing about it. Oftentimes, we don't even realize that Puerto Rico is a state or a commonwealth. I mean, owned by the U.S., part of the U.S.
okay. So Puerto
We're
Rico.
still fighting for our independence, by the way.
I know.
I think Puerto Rico and Samoa have like the two highest recruitment rates for the military. And yet,
We do.
yeah,
We do.
Yeah, but when we try to become a state, they're like, nah.
Go fuck yourself.
Is Guam part of the Polynesian, like the whole? I don't know, because I know each island's got their own technical thing.
Depends on which tribe.
Yeah, I don't know if Guam's got any of that there. I genuinely don't know.
There's the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is literally like the whole Polynesian chain. That's like Hawaii, Tahiti, Samoa.
Okay.
Even like Rapa Nui and whatnot. But it just depends on where you lie and what colony you actually fall on. Because there's Polynesia, then there's French Polynesia.
Right. That I've seen.
And there's Arawak Taino and Afro-Indigenous Taino.
That's true.
Which is what I am. Afro-Indigenous Taino.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's a whole thing.
I don't get it either, Jen. I like learning about other cultures. Now, do I actively sit down and do it necessarily a lot? No. But when I hear about it and people want to tell me about their culture, if I've got an opportunity to sit and listen, I do. Because I enjoy it. It's interesting and it's fun, and I like learning new stuff about people. Like some stuff I used to, like when I was a kid, I used to look into Greek and Egyptian cultures and stuff. Hey, Lala. Just because like I was just super fascinated by it. Like I was a little kid renting out or from the bookmobile fucking archaeology books, but yeah, I love finding out new stuff. So I don't know why white people are so averted to it most of the time. It's so weird. It's so weird.
Because it makes them uncomfortable.
Probably because we probably ran roughshod over that culture at one point and fucked them all up, and we don't want to look at it.
Pretty much.
True story. As soon as you started to say something, I realized that I was like, "What? That's probably why." Leave them, fucked it all up. That's why.
Bingo.
We been and fucked it all up. That's why. All right, y'all. We have not had a lot of requests from any side, really. So I will probably go and wrap it up. I appreciate y'all coming here. Who is live right now? Can somebody go look for me? I don't have my iPad on.
Let me see. Let me check.
Look at the pug. He's so cute. It's a puppy. It's a puppy. This.
Joel, Christina's on.
Christina's on?
No, Dark Knight. She's on with Dark Knight and
Oh, she's on Dark Knight. You know what? There's 24 over here. I have not given Dark Knight a raid ever before. Everybody go raid Dark Knight.
DARKNYT. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll hang out for a second while you get that in the chat, and then we'll end.
See you bitches there.
Bye, Angie. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. It's good seeing y'all.
All right, bye, everybody. Go see Dark Knight. Tom Dugald raid. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so